There's a common belief that video games are about escaping reality. Sometimes they're about holding on to it. On February 27th, 1996, Pokémon Red and Green were released in Japan for the Game Boy. At first glance, they looked like a modest role playing game about collecting strange little creatures. But the idea behind them was far more personal. Their creator, Satoshi Tajiri, grew up in a rural part of Japan where insect collecting was a shared childhood ritual. Kids wandered fields, traded bugs with friends, and learned patience by observing the natural world. As Tajiri grew older, that world began to disappear. Urbanization replaced open land with concrete, and the insects he once collected became harder to find. Kids, he noticed, were spending more time indoors. Pokemon was his response to that loss. Instead of insects in jars, there were creatures in cartridges. Tajiri believed children could relate to these creatures by naming them, caring for them, and even projecting emotions onto them fear, frustration, or anger without crossing into violence. Pokemon don't bleed, they don't die, they faint. That distinction mattered deeply to Tajiri, who didn't want to contribute to what he saw as pointless violence in video games. Even the idea of trading Pokemon came from restraint rather than competition. While playing Dragon Quest II, Tajiri was frustrated by a rare item he couldn't obtain, only to learn that his friend, Ken Sujimori, had managed to get two. He wished that there was a way to share progress between games. When the Game Boy launched, Tajiri saw the link cable not as a tool for head to head play, but as a bridge, one that allowed information to move between players instead of isolating them. Pokemon wasn't chasing the future of gaming power or spectacle. It was trying to preserve something that was already fading. Shared experiences, cooperation, and the quiet joy of collecting something meaningful together. If you want to spend a little more time with that idea, we explored its full origins in episode 57 of our video game history podcast, A Trip Down Memory Card Lane. Sometimes the most meaningful worlds we build aren't about imagination at all. They're about remembering what we don't want to lose and finding a way to pass it on.